28th episode of Nintendo Unleashed. Xbox Undaunted is still at episode 2. Get wrecked!
Whoa.
Today, we have me, Connor, Noah,
Hi.
and special guest, returning, I think this third, maybe fourth, Tyler!
Hi.
Yay! So
Yay.
this week, we're going to finally talk about the Splatoon update since all three of us have played Splatoon. Talk about a few indie games, only one amiibo story, bunch of Pokemon stuff, as well as some industry news, not really Nintendo related news. Well, it's related to Nintendo, but not gaming.
Directly, yeah.
So, first off, what we're playing. I've been playing Love Live still. Started playing Fallout Shelter because that released on Android. Played a tiny bit of Rocket League, tiny bit of J-Stars, tiny bit of Splatoon, and can start playing Persona 4 again because Arms finished Clannad, so yay.
Is Fallout Shelter fun? Because I know it's free and I could download it, but it takes up a lot of space on my phone. I don't have much space. Is it worth it, you think?
It's really fun. It's not like the kind of wait and play kind of games
Right.
that you're used to, like
Kind of.
Farmville.
It's like a stat management kind of, where
Alright.
you're building like rooms that can provide electricity, water, food, and there's two other things that are
Electricity, water, food,
then there's like items,
like living space,
Yeah,
stim
and
packs,
you need to
Radaway.
like counteract. So you need to have enough rooms that provide water for all your dwellers, but you can't have
Right.
too much rooms, or you won't have enough dwellers to
Enough-
work in
okay.
them.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
the same thing applies to
I'll probably
like
try it out. It's free,
eventually.
right?
Yeah, and like it leads to moments where you're like, I need to get some extra caps to upgrade my stuff, so you can send out up to 2 dwellers out into the wasteland, and they'll go out as far as they can and find supplies, and then you can call them back, and they'll bring back like caps and armor and weapons, and
Nice.
they'll level up along the way, so.
You
It's
can,
a really good way to you kind of have to multitask, and it's a very interesting thing.
you can also buy the caps, but it's actually kind of hidden away in like side menus and
Okay.
stuff, so it's not like give us money, microtransactions.
Alright,
Well,
so it's
you don't-
not
you
like
don't buy
they're not
caps,
like
you
shoving
buy-
Well, yeah, you
microtransactions
buy a
in your
lunch.
face. Alright.
You
You
buy
buy
lunch
lunch
boxes.
which are essentially like
Like
you get a
random.
lunch box and you get 4 random cards, and one of them is a guaranteed rare or higher. And it's like, one card could be like, oh yeah, you get like 100 power, yay, and like another one will be like, oh cool, gun, and then you'll get like a rare, and it's like, oh 500 caps, or oh special gun, or dweller, like
Nice. Okay, so it gives you, it's like a wild card, basically.
yeah, it's a card pack basically.
Okay, yeah.
And you can get those for free too by completing achievements.
Alright,
Yeah,
neat.
you'll get.
So you don't
you'll get
have
challenges.
to pay. So you don't
Yeah,
have
you
to
don't-
pay to
You
win.
can play
Alright.
through the entire game without paying
Okay.
without paying a cent.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out. I just got back from vacation, so I have only had time to play Splatoon, but I've really been enjoying it. Another one of my friends got the game, so I've been doing plenty of squad battles, plenty of private battles. We're going to go more into the update shortly, but the update is just great. So, yeah, Splatoon. I've yet to fix my 3DS, goddammit, I'm so late. Tyler?
I've been playing a lot of Destiny again. I'm playing an unhealthy amount of Secret of Mana. Like an unhealthy. I think I'm like, I have like maybe 40 hours in that game now. I've been playing it. I had a group of friends. We were playing it on NetPlay basically in order to play multiplayer. Because
Right.
neither of us have friends nearby.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just played the game on NetPlay. We played 3-player co-op Secret of Mana. Probably took us 30 hours to play through it all. And went ahead and bought the iOS version of the game just to kind of play it whenever I want to, because I've learned very quickly that Secret of Mana is one of my favorite RPGs, and it's just a wonderful game. I'll talk more about that later, but yeah, I've also been playing a lot of Splatoon. I've been playing a lot of Fallout 3 as well, but that's for a Let's Play,
Right.
not necessarily. I mean, it is for fun, because I wouldn't Let's Play a game that I hate,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's And yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate as well. And I'd say that's about it.
Awesome.
I don't want
Uh,
to count Zombies Run because that hurts my body.
Anyway, as for what's on the eShop this week, Pandora's Tower on the Wii U, well,
Yay.
Wii Virtual Console Service thing.
The
That's the
week
first one.
after we mentioned that
Not
they
getting.
need to be able to, or you should be able to play Wii games with the gamepad. They release one you can't, so.
Yep, there you go. Awesome.
We did it, Reddit.
Wind Up Night 2, which costs you $7.50 on the 3DS eShop. Brave Tank Hero. Best of Arcade Games Bubble Buster.
Woo.
And Best of Arcade Games Air Hockey for $10 each. It sounds like these are going to be replacing GG series
Best of arcade
from
game.
the names, yeah. It's not as quite as good of a name as GG series, but
And there's
Hold
not
on.
like
If
20.
this is really the best of arcade games, why have I never heard of Bubble Buster?
yeah.
Yeah, shouldn't best of arcade games include stuff that people have actually heard about?
Yeah,
Maybe
I
even
mean,
stuff still around, like
everybody's
Pac-Man.
heard about air hockey, but I don't
Right.
think I've ever heard of an air
Bubble
hockey
Buster.
arcade game.
Yeah. I mean, you find it in an arcade, though, but
I've heard of
Air-
Bust a Move,
yeah,
Bubble Buster.
yeah, I feel like it might be kind of bubble. I don't know, something. That's my...
Bust a Move is like the puzzle, like you shoot little bubbles.
Right,
and-
right. Oh, I know that we on like they go in circles and they do a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best definition you could ever give in a game.
They go in
You
circles
you
and
do
do
the thing and you get the win.
And on 3DS you have Paddington Adventures in London and a Garfield cart for $30.
Oh.
So
No, let's get it in
Mar-
race.
if Mario Kart 7 just isn't enough for you, Garfield cart, check it out today.
Oh, okay,
Also, there's a
okay,
demo
I have to
for-
ask.
Oh, yeah.
I have to ask.
Uh-huh.
Is Garfield Kart a recent game?
Yes.
Um,
It just came
it,
out Tuesday.
When has Garfield ever
yep.
been relevant besides Garfield minus Garfield?
There's like a cartoon on Cartoon Network or something of him.
Like
Yeah.
keep rebooting it. It's really
Yeah.
weird. It's like the one time that Garfield is actually interesting is somebody took all the comic strips of Garfield
Mhm.
and removed Garfield. So it's just the human, like the owner,
Right, the daddy
talking
or
to
whatever,
himself
yeah.
and it's like really mentally unstable
And-
kind of in a way.
Is Garfield's speech still there or?
No, everything's gone. It's just him talking to himself. And it's called
That's
Garfield.
amazing.
It's called Garfield minus Garfield. And it's like I'm pretty sure like the creator of Garfield also like really likes that thing because it's just absolutely grand.
I need to check that out. That sounds
Yeah,
funny.
you can find it it's on the internet. You can just
Sweet.
type in Garfield minus
Gar-
Garfield.
Alright,
He
I'll check
releases
it
one
out
like
on the
every day.
Now, something that's interesting to note is that despite there being no GG series games this week, on the 3DS eShop discounts, there are 3 games from developer G-Style, all with silly names. So I feel like, all these developers are trying to rip off the GG series, and I don't know how I feel about it. Since I'm the one who's making the games, which I've yet to reveal on the podcast, but...
Cal revealed it last week.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess it's out there now. Stop ripping me off.
GG games.
A couple weeks ago, there's this company that kept releasing like 10 DSiWare games a week, and they're all just like rip-offs of existing ideas. There's one called it's Alice in Wonderland, but as a bullet hell, and there's just a ton of really weird, obscure things they make.
Yeah, it's called
Um,
GG Series Wonderland.
It sounds like that one development company. I can't even call them a company. It's probably like 2 guys in a basement. It's called Phoenix Interactive or something, and they've released stuff like Dalmatians 3 and Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys.
Oh, awesome. Good names.
It's so stupid. It's the worst stuff because Snow White and the 7 Clever Boys is a game where, you get like a fill in the picture thing. It's like terrible Mario Paint. And you get one that's like complete this puzzle. And then the selling point of the game is like you get to watch this animation. And the animation is like 6 minutes.
Woo!
And
Love it.
Dalmatians 3 is one of the worst animated things ever because it's 45 minutes of just the worst voice acting, the worst.
I think
you
I
have to see it to believe
I might
it.
have seen that. I think I might have seen that.
It was on a Cat Icarus episode.
Got it. And I don't know if you're familiar with Critical, but I think I might have watched him do something with that. if
Oh, it's so bad.
is it a lot of animals like in their soccer game? And is that
No,
nope something else? All right, I'll check it out.
you just it's on YouTube. It's terrible.
I'll look for
It's
dumb
so
YouTube.
terrible.
The
And it's
difference,
licensed by Sony. I don't know how it got licensed by Sony.
the difference, however, is we looked up reviews for GG series and they're apparently actually good,
Yeah, I know.
but they still somehow release like 10 games a week.
They probably have like a stockpile. And it's like, we've been developing these games over the past 3 years. Do you think it's time to release them yet? No, we have to get the next batch. We get Alice in Wonderland. We should get Snow White get Sleeping Beauty ready. Go. It's like it's just like 3 guys and they're all working on their own games.
Mhm.
So Noah,
And
please
it's-
hurry up.
And it's like they make a batch and it's like, okay, what are we gonna tag out until we get them more finished? And it's like they have all these games that are practically finished and it's like, okay, they're all good, release them.
All at once.
Yeah, it's like
And last but not least, on the 3DS eShop, there's a demo for I Love My Dogs.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Guess what
cannot
I'm
wait
downloading after this.
I cannot wait I hope it's a cheap ripoff of Dogs.
Dogs with a Z.
Yeah, Dogs. Yeah.
Also, a random note. Oh, it absolutely slipped my mind. Anyway, moving on. The mode Rainmaker for Splatoon is going to be, well, by the time you're listening to this, it will maybe be out.
Yeah.
It comes out, well, when we're recording this tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific.
Same as every other update if you...
Right, yeah. Pretty much all the content updates happen at the same time. And I guess I'll briefly summarize the mode. It's sort of a blend of tower control and capture the flag. You pick up this thing called the Rainmaker, which is the flag, but also sort of functions as a chargeable Inkzuka. And you can only hold... no, Inkzuka. It sort of fires like a path in front of you, but you have to charge it up for a few seconds, so it has a
It
downside.
also starts in a shield.
Right, you have to break the shield. And it looks like if you hold it for 60 seconds, it explodes or something. So you can't hold it for too long. And yeah, as for the shield, if an enemy destroys the shield, it can actually do damage to you, which is interesting. Basically, you just want to push it to the goal. You can swim, but you cannot super jump. So yeah, I'm definitely going to try it out. It seems like it'll be... I think I'll like it because my issue with tower control is the tower gets so cramped. But when it's a person, I feel like you can keep more of a distance and still effectively take them out.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that mode. It's going to be the third and probably final ranked mode. Doesn't seem like there's going to be more.
No, they said there's more.
Really?
And
When was that?
in the Japanese post for Rainmaker.
Awesome. That's sweet.
The problem with that, though, is already now if you want to play Splat Zones, you have to wait 12 hours if it's not up yet, and you just missed it.
Yeah, that's the only part.
Or you can go private, but...
Yeah, private's the ideal solution, perhaps.
Yeah.
But, more Splatoon talk. The update that came out maybe a couple weeks ago at this point.
It came out last week, actually.
Oh, got it. God, wow.
Last
I
Friday,
explain-
yeah.
Got it. I guess we can talk about that for a little bit. Basically, should we go over what it entails or just give impressions?
I think we gave... Because we had the stuff before the update came out, so I think we gave that already. So go watch, I think, 26 or 25 or something.
Yeah, but we'll just talk about what we think. So one of the things that stands out to me a lot is the new music. The new music is great.
Yeah, the new music that a lot of people apparently take notes as sounding like Anamanaguchi.
There's also everyone's favorite headache blue color of ink.
Yep.
I've seen a lot of people call it that. You know, you can now level up to 50, which is nice. That's going to take ages.
Okay, the day after, like, not even like 12 hours after the update came out, I was playing with people who were already level 30. So I'm like,
God, yeah.
So you have to be the most insane person in the world to be like, I'm going to devote my entire weekend to hitting the level cap of Splatoon.
There was like a glitch, though. I don't know if it's fixed.
Yeah,
but people
I
were
that.
instantly level 25 when the update happened. I don't know what caused it, but the level 30 people might have had that glitch and then just
Probably,
leveled
and
up 5 levels.
I'm just also going to estimate that a lot of people play ranked because ranked can give you a ton of experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, you move up much faster if you win in ranked, especially if you get a knockout.
Yeah. Especially if you get a knockout in a high tier rank. Like
Right.
if you're B plus or higher, you get maybe like 5,000 experience.
Mhm. And obviously the new lobby features are great. You know, squad battle lets you play with either a squad of two, which is a twin squad, or a tri-squad or a quad squad, and go off against other teams. I found that mode has been pretty fun, especially with 4 people, because previously you couldn't have a strategy at all, because it was complete strangers, right? Like there was
Yeah.
no way to join in on your friends, but now you can do that and make a strategy. And I've
Yeah.
had more success now.
My girlfriend Zoe and I, we actually gave the pairing side a shot, and
Right.
it's probably the best thing about the whole update is that it's like finally, you know, we can finally play the game together without
Mhm.
having to worry about like one in every 5 matches I'm gonna
Same
be
team.
splatting the hell out of you.
Yeah.
You know,
Um,
it's great.
Yeah, finally a way to have more reliability in terms of teams and what
Yeah.
you're going to be doing.
And I feel
Um,
like it's also important to note that the matchmaking seems better. Not
Yeah.
extremely better, but it's improved at least. I can get a match in maybe 5 minutes, not 5 minutes, Jesus, 5 seconds.
Right.
5 seconds in the pair matchmaking.
Unless you are on Team Marshmallow.
Yeah.
And
Screw
it-
you, hot dogs.
And in addition to squad battles, private battles, hallelujah. I love private battles.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you sort of need a lot of people for it to have a true game, but even if it's not a true game, you can still screw around in so many ways. You know,
Yeah, you can essentially do. It'll allow a lot of people to be like, okay, let's try these weapons out and see,
right, or like
which
make
one's better.
or like make your own games and that kind of thing. Or just
Yeah.
have a squid march.
The squid
They said you can have
guns,
like
a 7-gun salute.
staggered teams, right? Like you could
Yeah,
have
you
4v1.
can. Right.
You
So
can
then
set,
you could
you
like
can set
make
the
it.
teams however you want. Yeah.
So then you could make like a game of tag or something where you.
Yeah,
One
I've
person's
actually done hide and seek with my friends. No,
I was about to suggest hide and seek. That sounds like
Yeah.
It sounds really difficult because it's like, I wonder where he's hiding. How about that random pink block in the middle of the stage?
Well, the rule we set was no ink. You just have to hide on the map,
Oh,
which makes it a bit easier. But with a 3-minute time limit, can be tough.
Yeah.
So,
Sounds fun though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But the update-
They also introduced 2 new weapon types.
Oh yes, almost forgot to mention.
The first one is the slosher, which is a paint bucket style kind of. It reminds me of like if you took the tap attack from rollers and just made it a weapon.
Right. Yeah. So
that
there's
it's this times 2. It's
exactly.
like
Yeah. So
really, it's a really
it does-
powerful move.
It doesn't have that painting in front of you function, but it has that toss and
It arcs.
so
as
it's
well,
so
it
rapid.
goes
Yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
cover.
Right.
It's a very good weapon too.
Yeah.
Like I was surprised at like how efficient it is at like
Right.
covering large areas.
Yeah, for both of the new weapons, I saw them and I thought, I don't know if I'm going to be a fan, but I've been sort of proven otherwise by the game.
The Splatling is my new favorite weapon type because it is so fun to be like, I'm gonna wind this up, and then all 3 of you down in this alley are going to experience hell.
Yeah.
It's so fun to use.
And it makes, you know, when you can see the circle where somebody's about to spawn, it makes that even more satisfying.
Yeah, because
Just
it's like,
charging it up
it's like
when
you're
they're about to
winding. It's like you're winding up, and it's just like, oh, dude, you're so boned.
Yeah. Unless they somehow have a
I-
roller and kill you.
My favorite thing about these new weapons, though, is the victory animations.
Oh.
'Cause when you win with the Splatling, your inkling
adorable.
hugs it. It's so good.
Yeah, at
And
first
when
they-
and
at
with
first
the
they kinda-
slosher, it like spins it around like a basketball.
basketball.
It's so
Yeah.
good.
Splatling's great because at first they kind of do like a little dance, like they're slinging it up and down, then they just hug it, and it's too good.
It's like I always when the Splatlings came out, I was like, people are gonna make TF2 references like crazy, and then
Yeah.
I see the victory animation, I'm just like, holy God, they actually made it a TF2 reference.
Yeah.
Everything. I love you.
Sasha, who touched my gun?
Oh my God, who
the
touched Sasha?
best.
Who touched my gun?
The best content in this update, though. 2 new outfits.
The Ika Musume outfit.
Yeah, there's the Squid Girl outfit, and there's an outfit that Famitsu had a contest that I don't know why no one reported, but for people to design a Splatoon costume,
The
And
Famitsu outfit is fantastic too.
yeah,
It looks
it's
like
the sushi cutter, right?
yeah, sushi
Right.
chef, yeah.
And
Fish
it's
chef.
really cool. You know how the clothing in the game has brands? It
Yeah.
actually says Famitsu for that one.
Yeah,
which
and
is really cool.
the Squid Girl one also says Squid Girl, and the icon is the like the iconic logo.
Right.
It's,
Um,
the Ika Musume outfit is really. I was almost like, okay, this might not look as good as it sounds, but when you actually see the full outfit in game, it's like this is like a perfect match.
yeah.
Like it perfectly fits the art style.
And I feel like that's why they added the new color as well. Because
Yeah, the light blue. Yeah.
right, it matches it perfectly.
Yeah, because that's Squidward's color.
I
Right.
do agree with what Kel said last week, though. I don't think the eyes work with it.
The eyes of like.
The Inkling's eyes, I don't think they work.
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And the male costume's a little weird, but there's not much they could have done.
I find the male costume peculiar in its own way because they actually made it an interesting design choice where it's no longer like a dress for the clothes. It's like a tank top
Right.
Yeah.
with like an undershirt under it, and I find that really interesting. And at the same time, I really do like the outfit overall. It's a really solid outfit. It fits the theme, I'd say.
Mhm. But,
What else came out in the Splatoon update besides a bunch of stuff?
Yeah. I think-
Other new clothes, but no one cares about
Yeah.
those.
Oh no, there's some cool ones, man. Have you seen those night vision goggles?
Oh
Those
yeah,
things
yeah,
are crazy. Yeah.
yeah.
Is the black pipe tee in this update, or is that existent before? It's like this
Mm.
black T-shirt and has Mario pipe and coins.
With the coins, that was already there.
Oh,
Yeah.
rep.
I did see they have some. Is this the update where they added the like the terrible Hawaiian vacation clothing?
I think so. I
Because
love it.
that
Oh
I
yeah,
love,
I
I
saw
love
that.
Because I
Dad.
see people I see people going like on the subreddit and being like, hey, look at this new outfit I came up with, and it's like the 40-year-old dad
Yeah.
outfit. It's like flip flops with socks on. It's the Hawaiian shirt and giant sunglasses. It's great.
Yeah.
The update also added the wins in Splatfest are now multiplied by 4 instead of 2.
Oh right. Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
makes it more fair. But despite that, Marshmallows took it.
Despite that, it's also really weird that our scores were inevitably the same as Europe and Australia's.
Mhm.
Because Marshmallow versus Hot Dogs ended with 256 to 244 marshmallows, and even though the percentage and wins were so much different in Europe and Australia, the points were still 244 to 256,
Wow.
which was
Was the
I
popu-
find it an
was the
incredible.
was the popularity difference huge, or what happened there?
I will find
in
that out. real
Europe,
quick.
I don't think popularity was that huge.
No, it was actually pretty stagnant. It was about.
Oh,
It was relatively close to ours, I'd say. Let me
Hmm.
look.
which one?
Uh,
It was North Pole versus South Pole. Why would one of those
Yeah.
be more popular?
It was polar bears versus penguins at that point.
Oh yeah, but
Uh,
penguins aren't just in South Pole. Penguins. are in-
Let's see here.
there's
North
penguins
Pole
in
versus
Canada.
South Pole. Actually, no, it was relatively close. Never mind. 48%, 52% population, 52% wins to 48%.
Which team
So-
won?
Uh, South Pole.
Yeah, go Penguins.
Yeah.
Best.
It's the whole. I also love how they added like a quiet update to Splatoon where Mary now makes remarks about bringing marshmallows to Camp Sugarfish, and she's just like, nah, Team Hot Dogs all the way.
Love it.
When she used to say I ate them all.
Mm.
So I find it like really funny that they're trying to keep continuity in a ridiculous game like Splatoon.
Right. They also added, I think, a new facial expression for Marie, where she looks very upset, and I love it.
Yeah.
But the update is awesome. It's all free, which might be the best part.
Yeah.
If you at first didn't buy Splatoon because you thought it didn't have enough content, I think that's no longer an excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah,
This
check
game
it out.
is probably worth the price tag at this point.
Yeah, and there's more coming, which is also going to be free. You know, more maps, more modes, weapons.
Yeah, the new map that they're talking about, it looks really cool. It's the bridge one, I think it
Hmm.
is.
Yeah, there's a bridge one and like a rooftops one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird as well because I'm with the new music update, I suddenly realized how why this game got so popular so fast, and it's because it's essentially the Wii U's kind of hidden cult classic turned insanely popular. It's become like it's like the Jet Set Radio
Right.
for
Exactly.
Wii U.
Yeah.
It's and the music, and the music is what ticked me off because when I listen to the Splatoon music, I think Jet Set Radio, and apparently I'm not the only one because I found a fan album full of remixes called Splatoons, and one of them is called Jet Squid Radio or something, and it's like a remix of the store theme.
Right.
So I
Oh,
find
store theme is so good, just for the record.
yeah.
I saw a picture of like, I think it was Splatoon Cross Sega or something, and it had four
Oh yeah.
like
I saw that.
four custom costumes. There's Sonic, Tails, Ulala, and I think his name's Jet.
Let me look. It's not. I don't think his name's actually Jet.
I have no idea. I haven't played it. I've just seen stuff of it and
What kind of
heard the
douchebag
music.
names himself after the game? God.
Sonic.
Okay, fair enough.
Mario,
Yeah, true.
Donkey Kong, Zelda.
Oh wait.
Crap. I didn't think this through.
Is his name
it's
actually
cool.
Jet?
I'm trying to find names. Keep talking and I'll figure it out.
Well, I think we're pretty much done with Splatoon.
Oh, we can. We'll revisit this if we find it.
Yeah.
Um,
So, the guy who made, I can't remember his name right now, but he
I
made,
think it's like Smee something. Like
yeah, he made the Ninja Hacks exploit.
yeah, for the ninja cubic ninja.
Yeah, and that game was removed from the eShop, and he recently made another exploit. Well, I guess he didn't really make it; he just discovered it and
Right.
figured out how to help exploit it. But with Ironfall, which is a free-to-play game on the eShop, and a couple days after he released that, Nintendo of America and Europe promptly removed it from the eShop. So I don't think it's been added back yet. They cited the reason being due to issues or something. Which
The character's name in Jet Set Radio is Beat.
Got it. There we go.
so,
Now we know.
I mean, they're obviously not going to say like you can hack the game using this because then there's people who didn't know that already had it downloaded.
Yeah, they don't want to advertise it.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes sense because they're still supporting the 3DS. But once they stop supporting the Wii in its entirety, I was just like, okay, time to download Homebrew. Get Revolution going. I'm going to play the hell out of Project M and newer Super Mario Bros. Wii. Screw this. But with the 3DS, I can understand why, they don't want to just kind of let this slide while they're still working on it. Because they couldn't manage this very well when the Wii was going on, because the homebrew for the Wii came out maybe a year or two after the console released, and Nintendo could only put out patches that basically disabled homebrew, and then the modders would reintroduce homebrew like the very next day.
Like I think there were like 20 different games or something you can use, and most of them are like really popular, like Twilight Princess, Brawl.
Brawl used it, yeah, definitely because of the Gecko OS custom stages. I'm pretty sure Twilight Princess could do it too.
Yeah, Twilight Princess did it. I think it was the first.
Yeah, it was the first.
Lego Star Wars Trilogy, I think, could do it.
What I don't understand, how do they like break into these games to like insert those homebrew type?
The way that I understand it is there's a very specific piece of code that makes the OS render stuff or like load stuff, and if a game fails to block access to this, people can inject something called Gecko OS into the loading thing, and then they can use whatever programs they created through Gecko OS to load new stuff, and that's how Homebrew could be installed, is loading up Twilight Princess, at the same time preparing Gecko OS to load it in. And then when you start the game or however you save or something like that, you'll be able to load up Gecko OS, load the homebrew installer, and there you go. And then things started exploding into craziness because there were like, then stuff started coming out like Letter Bomb, and then once the homebrew channel started exploding, then people started making homebrew games.
Mm.
Like there's it's just maniacal how quickly homebrew exploded on the Wii, and you can use the homebrew channel on your Wii U through the Wii menu.
Can you? Sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's just an emulated Wii, basically.
So
It's just that way. But homebrew is a very interesting thing to watch happen. And like when Nintendo figures out that homebrew is possible, they're just like, okay, we're gonna get rid of this, but 2 or 3 years later down the line, we'll probably start easing up a little bit. Once we're moving on to our new console.
thing is, like, most of the stuff that you can do with homebrew is stuff that I think should be there anyway, because I think there's a Game Boy Color emulator, and that's it.
There's an emulator for everything. There's one.
No,
there's
I mean
one for,
that works on the 3DS. I don't think any other
yeah.
emulators do. So,
Yeah,
like,
it's
that most of the popular games either are, or it's Nintendo's fault for not putting them up there anyway.
yeah.
Like Pokemon, but
And you know what the thing is that now that the Wii is no longer being massively supported, except from Ubisoft, who keeps releasing Just Dance on it. But once the
and
once,
Skylanders.
yeah. Once the Wii started, once the Wii kind of stopped being supported by Nintendo, and they turned off the Wi-Fi connection stuff, people that were working on the homebrew stuff were just like, all right, we love this console. It's a very good console. So let's homebrew an online server, and they did. So if you have homebrew, and you can figure out like I forget what the name is, but you can probably find it really easily.
Revolution.
No, Revolution is the bootloader that checks what disk is in, and then checks if files can be inserted or be injected from it.
Ew.
But there's just a way for you to play online with Mario Kart Wii and everything. It's like the only way to now.
Awesome.
And
Pretty cool that they found that.
Yeah, homebrew is a very peculiar thing.
But the
And
other stuff.
it's a double-edged sword. It's awesome to have, but you don't want to be caught doing it with like current consoles.
The other stuff you can do with the 3DS homebrew currently, though, is make it region-free, which I think should be there, and make custom themes, which the Vita can do. Ooh, hashtag rec.
PS3
How about
can
to
do
ARMS?
it. Oh.
Yeah, PS4 can't, though.
Yeah.
And PS4 has a bunch of terrible themes.
Sony loses because of Sony.
But, yeah. So,
That's Ironfall.
Nintendo uploaded a new trailer for Runbow, which I think a few months ago they had announced a bunch of crossover indie games, and they have some more. We have Teslamancer from Tesla Guard, Clone from Stealth Inc. 2, Arid from Fall, Princess from Chariot, Max from Mutant Muds, Gunvolt from Azure Striker Gunvolt, Drifter from Hyperlight Drifter, Zeo Drifter from Zeo Drifter, and Unity-chan, which is Unity's Japanese mascot. Don't know why they have a mascot in Japan.
Unity Japan.
Yeah.
Unity Japan. It's like
as in EA's Unity.
No,
no.
That's Origin.
It's the game engine.
Oh, my bad. Okay, right.
But I'm surprised they didn't take full opportunity to make a joke off of all these new indies, where it's like, yeah, we now have Unity-chan, and also be sure to check out our new Capcom crossovers featuring Dante from the Devil May Cry series.
I really like Unity-chan. She's like the only one that talks for some reason. I don't know if just none of these indies talk. I'm pretty sure
I know
Juan
from
from Guacamelee does.
I know for fact
I don't think he talks.
He doesn't? I thought he did.
I don't remember. I mean, maybe. I don't think he talked during
But
that game.
most of them, I haven't played enough of their games, or like Rusty, I know doesn't.
And
Shovel Knight doesn't.
Unity-chan isn't even from a game.
She
is the culmination of a development studio who releases assets for new coming game development people to learn and they give them assets to like learn animation and everything.
I just
That's
love.
what Unity-chan exists for.
I don't know why, but I just love how she's like speaking in Japanese. And
Yeah.
this is like a Canadian dev studio. I think they're based off Toronto, out of Toronto, and
Yeah.
they just have like the Unity Japan mascot, and the only one who talks speaks in Japanese.
Yeah.
So,
It's also an interesting thing to note that there are videos if you look up the Japanese Unity
Yeah.
YouTube channel. They do have videos of of Unity-chan and everything. There's one that's basically a Hatsune Miku music video that I think I linked to you guys in Blaze Kick at one point.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of glad that that's being used as kind of a mascot, because how else could you mascot Unity? It's like, oh, you get to play as the cube. You get to play as the cube icon.
Yeah.
Woo!
Ooh, it's like playing as the
Exciting.
R-Wing from Star Fox.
It's actually pretty cool. Rumbow is available as that Nintendo or Nindies at Home promotion thing, so I got to play it, and I only played it with my brother, so not. I think it's
Runbow
9
is
player.
an 8-player. Is it 9-player?
I think 9, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
because you have 4 wear modes, 4 classic controllers, and the gamepad, so yeah, 9.
I love how that's a gameplay option. It's
Yeah.
so great. And they have online play now too.
So
Do they?
Like, they introduced
they
online
do?
play, yeah.
oh,
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
that's yeah. I just played with my brother, and it was still fun with just 1v1. But
They
if
they
they
introduced
have
online play in a story mode, so
oh wow, I'm even more hyped for this game.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. Like I kind of like paid a little bit of attention to it, and when I first saw the trailer, I was like, what, Matt, what's happening? And when you actually watch gameplay and you're able to like pause and rewind it, it's like, oh, that's cool. Colors change what platforms you can jump on. That's cool.
Mhm. It's a really cool mechanic.
It would
Yeah.
actually be kind of cool too. Like if they're just keeping it secret, but if since this is Wii U exclusive, Mario's playable.
Where's Super Meat Boy in all this? I'm kind of
Yeah.
surprised that Super Meat Boy isn't a playable character yet.
There might have been some kind of issue with the dev or something.
Oh yeah, probably because Super Meat Boy has never been on a Wii U console
Well, is
or a Wii
Unity
or
Chan?
Nintendo console. Well, I mean, people
Unity
use the Unity
can
for.
be, but has the Unity chain actually been on?
I don't know actually.
But anyway, moving on. NIS America announced to a bunch of people's dismay that Rodea the Sky Soldier, which is Yuji Naka's upcoming game, has been delayed to November 10th in North America and 13th in Europe. Originally, they were supposed to be September, then delayed to October, so just a month delay. So that's not too big of a deal.
This game's
November's
been in development since 2010, by the way.
Yeah.
November's a kind of a big month though, so
Yeah, it could be hard to compete there. September would have been smart.
and I think this was announced before, but if you buy the Wii U version, then it will include the Wii version for free and a reversible cover which shows the Wii logo instead of the Wii U logo.
Wait,
What?
never mind. You kind of caught me off guard. I was like, wait, this is backwards compatible, in a way. I'm not saying actually backwards compatible, but it's like, I was expecting you to say 3DS, not Wii. I was like,
Well, it's also
Wait.
on 3DS.
well, yeah, but at the
If
same
you buy it
time,
on the 3DS launch copies, instead of coming with the Wii version, come with a soundtrack.
like, holy crap, other people other than Ubisoft are still making stuff on the Wii.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, because I think this game started on the Wii a while ago, and just because
yeah,
it's
it did
taken
start
so
on the
long,
Wii.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if you pre-ordered it, you get 2 copies.
Yeah,
I've been a
pretty much.
pre-orderer since 2010.
And yeah, that seems interesting. I haven't seen too much of that, but it was also announced by someone, Thomas James. He translated it. A report from Nikkei, Nikkei, that Nintendo is developing a new game in the Momotaro Densu series, which
Just call it Peach Boy Legend. That's what it's technically called.
oh okay, Peach Boy Legend,
That's what it translates to.
which was developed by Hudson Soft, which since they're now owned by Konami, then Konami owns this IP. And according to the report, Konami's only interested in a licensing fee, nothing else.
You can also call it Momoden.
So this is kind of weird for two things. One, Konami's been... Let's just leave it at doing some questionable things because they're not really Nintendo related. And most people here probably know, and if you don't, you can easily find out.
Erotic violence. Or whatever it was called. Something
Yeah, it
like
was
that.
erotic violence. And the other is, I don't think Nintendo has ever actually used someone else's IP in their own game. Well, make...
Fortunes.
That was developed by
that was
Square
Square Enix, yeah.
So, like, there's been crossovers, like Fortune Street, Mario Hoops had Final Fantasy characters in it.
It's noted that this is a board game RPG. So you go around a board. It's almost like Dokapon Kingdom, but you go around a board and then you randomly get into fights, and it's like a dungeon, like a Dragon Warrior style fight, or Earthbound in a way.
Right.
But it's looking at gameplay of this, it looks very interesting. I'd like to see how this new one is going to be, especially if Nintendo's behind it. Like, this could be something.
It sounds like a
It's probably the
mild...
Mario Party 10 dev.
Oh God,
and Cube
no.
or whatever it was.
Yeah, they're terrible. I just want a mildly interesting party game on Wii U.
Runbow.
Yeah, Runbow.
Good. Yeah, Nintendo Land, but I mean like a board game.
What's the PS4 game I really wanted them to vote for?
Jackbox.
Well, yeah, Jackbox is a really good game, but
Right.
that's not on Wii U. Let me find out what game I voted for on PS Plus real quick.
Oh,
Armello.
Yeah, Armello.
That would be a really good game to have on Wii U.
Yeah.
That's a I don't even know how to explain it. It's a board game
Yeah.
that is also an RPG.
It's kind of like one of the Warhammer type board game.
Yeah.
But it's a video
or,
game.
like Settlers of Catan, it almost looks like.
And has like RPG elements.
Yeah. It has like a D&D.
I don't know if that's
approach.
really what Noah meant though, because that's not really a party game unless
It could
your
be a party
friends
game.
are
Yeah.
into that kind of like
It could
Mario
be.
Party.
I would be so down to playing like an RPG board game
Absolutely.
with friends online.
Hmm.
That's probably the main reason I voted for it. Was just like, okay, if this is free, I want to play this with everyone. But yeah, Momotaro Densetsu could be good. I want to see how it unfolds
I mean,
first.
I don't think N-Cube's really a bad developer. I think it's more Nintendo's making them do the things, not their choice.
Well,
Do you think?
Well,
It's
I
hard
don't
to
know. What
say.
else have they done?
N-Cube?
Just. Yeah, well, I guess we can find out.
Is
I
that
mean,
even
the only
what-
thing I'm familiar with is just every party game on
That's
Wii
not
and
even
Wii
what
U
they're
ever.
called.
What's it called again?
I think ND Cube or something, maybe. I don't know.
N-Cube. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, N-Cube. Pool Edge, Tube Slider, F-Zero Maximum Velocity, Doko Demo, Taikyu, Yukaman Advanced, Card Party, Wii Party, Mario Party 9, Wii Party U, Mario Party 10, Mario Party Island Tour.
Okay, so they're the party people. Got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would probably be that. But I'm
It
guessing
says-
they just
it
helped
says
with
here-
F-Zero.
It says here that N-Cube is actually mostly ex-Hudson employees. So
So
Interesting.
yeah, that would make sense.
yeah, that would make sense. Two few who have also worked on other Hudson titles such as Lost in Shadow and even older titles is Bomberman 64. Though the majority of employees have many Mario Party titles, taking up most of their gameography.
So yeah,
So yeah,
that's interesting.
the worst game of this entire list is probably F-Zero Maximum Velocity. That is such a terrible F-Zero game.
Wasn't that the one that was with the
It's
Ambassador
on the Game Boy.
program?
Yeah, it's the Ambassador one that controls like garbage.
Right.
Don't
Yeah.
play it.
I thought that might have just been it wasn't meant to be played with circle pad, but I can't play
It
with the
is
D-pad either.
garbage.
Yeah.
It is a garbage game. It doesn't even it plays less like F-Zero and more like you're a soapbox racer without a steering wheel. It's terrible.
And speaking of terrible, more
Ooh.
Amiibo exclusives. Yay! So
Can I go now? Is my work here done?
most of what is this, Wave 6
Oh god, I don't even know at this point.
The
Wave 5 and Wave
Ganondorf,
6 have
Duck
the retro
Hunt,
stuff.
all them.
Yeah,
Most
that's
of them
just-
have gone up for pre-order. However, stores are missing Dr. Mario and Bowser Jr., but Target updated their site today, and they included Dr. Mario. There, as far as I know, the site doesn't actually say it's exclusive, but I don't know if Target normally did that.
Mm.
Well, considering the amount of insanity that we've experienced so far with Amiibo, we all know where this is going.
Hey, Jigglypuff and Rosalina got those restocks, and they lasted like almost a full day,
Almost.
and I don't think any of those got canceled.
Yeah.
So Target's doing pretty good.
I feel so bad for Arms though.
He's
He has to cross country these months. Like it is.
I'm just salty
Fireball,
that
how you
Dr.
doing?
Mario's not exclusive to like PharmaSave or some pharmacy.
Walgreens.
Yeah, come on. Missed opportunity, Nintendo.
By the way, have you been using? What's your sensor sound?
I just choose like random sound effects.
Oh.
For you, I used the fireball last time you were on.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just wondering if you've used any particularly good sensor effects recently.
They're mostly just video game stuff that I already have.
Yeah.
But
You need to bring back Oh My Meow.
On my
problem is that's a little long, and a lot of
Yeah.
the stuff is just like quick little things,
Right.
so it overshoots.
Yeah, that's why I recommended the fireball because
Yeah.
it's just like a really quick sound.
Mm-hmm.
But
And you can stretch it out if you have to.
so where do we think
Yeah.
Bowser Jr. is going to be exclusive? Yes,
Toys R Us?
they already put their pre-orders, and he's not there.
Oh.
The
Walmart.
companies missing are Walmart's already put up. I believe the companies missing are Best Buy, Amazon, but they already had Amazon's up. So Best Buy, Walmart has, Target has, Toys R Us has, Amazon has.
Probably Best Buy, right?
GameStop technically hasn't. All they've put up is the 3-pack.
In,
I know,
in before the Bowser Jr. amiibo was exclusive to like J.C. Penney or Macy's.
Luckily, I've got those right near me.
Damn it. Well,
Some
start
Canadian
buying them in
store.
bulk, bro.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to go to a Macy's.
yeah,
I'm
that's-
guessing probably Best Buy.
Or maybe it might be like something where they haven't made it. They haven't fully written the deal yet, so
Circuit City.
so the store
AKA
hasn't
nowhere.
put it up yet.
Yeah. They just bury him in a desert. Just like go find him.
Oh, we
Yeah.
forgot about
you
one
found ET
store,
for the Atari 2600.
What do we forget?
the Nintendo World Store.
Oh no, please.
Office Depot.
Yeah.
Check out these Bowser Jr. paperweights.
And
Why are these selling out so quickly?
so everyone's making a big deal about how Amiibo are in, or every Amiibo except the Mii Fighters works with Mario Maker. But we talked about that in episode 26, so those people are all super delayed.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
the other,
Meme.
where that came from was Nintendo, I think it was Europe. I don't know if NOA did too. But uploaded a Super Mario Maker overview trailer.
Yeah, NOA did too.
Okay. And
Yeah, in a way.
it included that amiibo thing, as well as just
Custom
general
sound effects.
details. Yeah, it gave
General cool stuff.
that we
yeah.
could do custom sound effects now,
And
which
basically,
all include
basically
visuals.
basically you can have the Mario Paint music maker now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing that kind of split the internet is Mario Maker features unlockable stuff, which basically you play for 5 minutes a day, and then the next day you unlock the next pack. Everything's...
And you should note at least 5 minutes. You're not limited.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think 9 packs, and the main
It can
reason...
take upwards of about 10 days.
So, I'm
I think
okay with...
I think it said 9 days in total.
Yeah.
Now, Connor, you and I had a discussion about this on Twitter.
Yes, I'm okay with there being unlockable content. My problem is Pack 2 contains stuff like Fire Flower, Starman, 1-Up Mushroom. So I think you should at least be able to recreate World 1-1 of Super Mario Bros. But
Well, I mean, you technically could.
well,
What are you missing?
you're missing Starman, Fire Flower.
Oh, right. Okay.
wanna
So
and
I feel like this is very important to discuss. Um, I feel like the reason they're doing this is because Mario Maker meant for was meant for an audience that probably is just getting into Mario or like just started getting into Mario, so
Right.
like a much younger audience.
Other than the hardcore creators.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I mean, we're like we're 20-year-old people, and of course we're gonna like. I spend 7 hours a day if I want to on Halo Forge mode, just because I want to be like, okay, I'm gonna make a floating island town thingy. But it's like Mario. It's Mario Maker. When you give a huge set of tools to a kid, they're gonna get immediately overwhelmed. If you give
Yeah.
them like the basic stuff, like piranha plants, Koopas,
Right, that's
Goombas,
easy. That's
rocks.
And
Yeah,
I'm actually really into that because they said
you
in
let
the
them.
they said in the overview that like they gave that reason, and I can respect that reason.
Yeah, it's a good reason because instead of kids making crazy stuff, they're starting with very simple stuff,
Yeah, so
and
they can
then they
make
get new tools, and then they're like, okay, let's try putting this and this, and it's
yes,
like it's stages of creativity.
so they can make actual levels and not spammy, disgusting levels with like
Yes,
fine.
and Connor, I wanted to mention this to you, but I didn't see any good place to interject it into it. We don't know if this is actually like live time wait or if you can or if you could just
yeah,
skip the
change
clock.
your
I
in-game
really
clock.
hope you
Yeah.
can. But
But at the same time, it's like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long it takes to unlock content. It's like I'm still gonna spend maybe an hour trying to figure out everything.
Right.
'Cause if making a Mario stage is the same as me editing a Halo 3 ODST episode, like a cinematic episode, then you have to start with the skeleton. You have to start with the basics, and then you can work on making things complex. Because if you start by making things complex and then trying to dumb them down, you're making a bad level.
I'd consider the
Yeah.
Fireflower pretty basic though.
Well, one thing we don't quite know yet is if in Mario, like in Super Mario Bros. Or Super Mario Bros. 3, like the first 3 games, we don't know if you're already super powered, will the power up change to a fire flower? Because that's basic design from Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Where it's like if it checks if you have a mushroom and then it just upgrades you to the next stage. Like we don't know if that does that yet.
Mm.
Stars I can understand, but at the same time it's like like maybe a 6 or 7-year-old kid won't know where the hidden stars are in World 1-1.
So well, I do agree with that. Like there should be unlockable stuff. I just don't really like how it was done. So I thought of 2 ways I would have preferred.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how you guys feel. One of these I actually stole from Game Explain, but it's you play an hour a day and unlock each pack instantly, not 5 minutes, and then the next day, because then you can get the Fireflower still day 1, but you had an hour of experience.
Or if they just unlock the tool sets in live time.
Yeah.
Like they just give it to you.
Or my other one was kind of stolen from Brawl, where you get more stuff depending on how many stages you've built, not a time thing. Like Brawl had them split into, I think, 4 packs. And you got, I think it was the first pack was 5 or 10 stages. So obviously there's people who just spam stages to get the packs, but I'd still probably play normally and make normal stages.
The one thing I do want to stress is that it's still gonna be the game you buy. It's still gonna be the game that you expect to buy. It's going to be a Mario level creator it's going to be a Mario level creator on crack. It's going to allow you to do stuff that isn't even possible in current Mario games. And I feel like that is the most
emphasis
important
emphasis on current Mario games.
thing. Yeah.
I mean,
I didn't. Hey, you know what? I didn't see like skyscraper Godzilla Bowser in fucking Mario 3. All right.
The thing is, I'm hoping. My speculation. I feel like we're gonna see some crazy stuff in the next 2D Mario, if there is a next one.
Yeah. New Super Mario Bros. Heroin Edition.
Super Mario Bros. Next.
Ooh.
Next Super Mario Bros.
And next.
Next Super Mario Bros.
I love it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So,
Super Mario Goes.
they also get... I sort of forgot to mention this because I was trying to get to the unlockable stuff, but they mentioned the amiibo, and there's 10 Mario Challenge and 100 Mario Challenge, and if you don't have the amiibo, then you can unlock the costumes through those modes. But what I'm wondering is, like, how do you use them? Because we saw how you use the amiibo costumes is you drag the amiibo mushroom and then scan the amiibo.
It's probably if you tap the little question mark mushroom, it'll bring up like a panel of all the
Yeah,
costumes.
Okay, that makes sense then.
So for once you've previously scanned.
Or you
perhaps.
have to do that like weird like hold and shake thing.
Oh god.
And then
yeah, like shake it
slowly
50 times,
shuffle
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
It's like, oh damn it, you skipped the one you want.
or it's all random, so it's like you keep shaking.
Oh,
It's like,
God.
damn it, I
Yeah.
keep getting Mario.
Yeah.
Can I also say that image they showed of Bowser fighting Bowser's one of the best things
It's
ever?
amazing.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Bowser jumping over Bowser.
How dare you, me? I'm gonna kick my ass.
Can't wait to see Ganondorf versus Bowser.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Or Bowser Jr.
Jigglypuff.
Bowser Jr.
Toad.
So excited to play as Jigglypuff.
Inkling.
Imagine if Jigglypuff can use rest in Mario Maker.
Oh yeah, or she can fly. She can just fly.
Unfortunately,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
all just Mario.
Well, I mean,
Like-
I don't think Kirby can fly.
Yeah,
can
they're
he?
all just Mario characters. They
Yeah.
have no special properties.
Right
You know,
now.
and you know what? I expect a ton of people to be like, I'm going to create Kirby's Dreamland Mario.
Oh, that's gonna happen. You know that's gonna happen.
Or
yeah.
You know what's
Mega Man.
you know what's also going to happen? Now that I know the complexity and open-endedness of these tools, I know for a fact people are going to recreate Kaizo in every way, shape, and form. They're gonna like, and also because of like the music blocks and everything, they're gonna do the automatic Mario stuff.
Yeah.
Someone
And
already
I love automatic Mario.
Someone already recreated Temple from Zelda 2,
Oh,
which is pretty
great.
awesome. Yeah.
I also like how the best game that Sonic's been in years is Super Mario Maker.
Yeah, fair enough.
But speaking
the
of,
best
And Mega
Sonic-
Man.
well, Mega Man just hasn't been in anything in general. It's not
Yeah.
like he's been in
Yeah.
bad
Well,
stuff.
no, he's gonna be in the Mega Man Legacy Collection, which is a neutered version of the Mega Man Anniversary Collection.
Actually, sorry, I should specify that as platformer because Sonic's been in Smash and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Sonic Kart.
Oh yeah,
Sonic,
that was
Sonic R. Can we get a Sonic R HD, please, Sega?
with online.
Yeah, with online.
But speaking of Sega, they announced the latest of the 3D classics. 3D Gunstars Heroes is releasing August
I am
20th.
I am so excited because Gunstar Heroes is, you know how I like Metal Slug, right? You know, like it's a very fast and actiony run and gun game. Gunstar Heroes is if you took a run and gun game and added bullet hell elements to it. There is so much stuff going on screen. It is ridiculous. And I can only imagine, like, this is going to cause seizures if
In
you play it
3D.
in 3D. Like, I am not kidding. Gunstar Heroes is a run and gun game that is 90% gun and 10% flashing lights. It's so crazy, so over the top. And I cannot wait to see how many people play 3D Gunstar Heroes, because that is
future.
an awesome game. It is an awesome game. I love it.
So, and I guess that's it. So,
Yeah. That's our break. Enjoy the
Yeah.
dank music. Shiny Rayquaza is in the building. You heard it here first, folks. You can now download him in Pokemon Orega Roofy and Alpha Raphael.
hi Scooby Doo.
Roro.
Pokemon! So if you're into Rayquaza, go check it out.
Can Mega Evolve too.
Omega Rayquaza and Alpha Steakquaza.
I honestly don't care about that game at this point, but you know, if you're really into that.
I'm doing a Nuzlocke, so I can't even access this stuff.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I already activated the codes to get like the Gen 5 starters, and I don't think I've touched the game since like March. I stopped caring about Pokemon
Mm.
once X and Y hit the stage, and I was just like, you know what? I think I'm done. I think my journey's over. I've been playing these games for 20 years. I'm not having fun with them anymore.
Mm.
So, you know, and it's
Yeah.
particularly weird as well because it's getting to the point where Pokemon is just starting to like hit that point where you realize that they're running out of ideas.
Yeah.
And with X and Y, it was like, okay, let's make this exactly like one of the Pokemon movies. The world's in danger. You have to stop the crazy guy. Legendary thingy, crazy legendary thingy.
They've been doing that since Hoenn, though.
Love interest.
Like, Team Aqua and Magma were about to, like, either cause a permanent drought or cause permanent rain. And then Diamond and Pearl, Cyrus was gonna, like, completely destroy space and time. So,
Yeah, but
that's not really something new.
But in X and Y, it's like, you know, as a kid, you can kind of raise your suspension of disbelief and be like, oh yeah, they're making the rain so all the stuff can grow or make all the water Pokemon happy. And in X and Y, it's just like, if you don't save the world, everyone will die. It's like, Jesus Christ.
I don't see how that's any different from Diamond and Pearl, though, because, like, everyone's gonna die there.
Okay, fair enough. If you're not talking about Diamond and Pearl, let's just put Diamond and Pearl away for a bit.
Even Black and
Instead,
White kind of had that.
Platinum is the one that you need to worry about the most because of Distortion World.
Well, Platinum, that was just Giratina, like, trying to balance it out.
Yeah, but it's also bizarre because in Black and White and its sequel, it's really bizarre to see like how they were trying to make the game more story oriented, and it was a nice approach to see a game get a Pokemon game to have an actual legitimate sequel,
Right.
and like see the after effect of what happens once you're done with your journey. I thought it was good, but at the same time, X and Y was like playing an interactive Pokemon movie, and you know, I personally mentally separate every version of Pokemon you can think of. Like I separate cartoon from movie from video game. Like I make sure that all of them are separated because if you try to blend those together, they don't work. I've noticed. Like I've been playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and you know they have all these like dramatic panning shots and like angled ass shots, you know. And I'm just like, you guys are making this way too dramatic for its own good. She's just trying to catch a Pokemon.
Yeah.
Are you going to start playing Hans Zimmer music? What the hell?
Yeah.
Like they're making it too serious for its own good. It's supposed to be like an innocent journey.
Yeah,
you know?
it should take itself seriously. That's why games like Yokai Watch are on my radar. Because it looks
Yokai
like
Watch
it's
is
so
ridiculous.
goofy and just like stupid that I want it.
Okay, there's a YouTube channel, Clyde Mandolin, you know, Pomato CX.
Yeah.
He's been playing the game since like 2 years ago, and he's been live translating the entire game. And watching that game is just beyond ridiculous because it's almost like Pokemon to a degree, but it's brought to this really weird extreme where you can't take it seriously because they're
it's like the Platinum Games extreme.
you can get a yokai that's just like, oh yeah, it's Santa Claus.
It just doesn't care. Yeah, like it's not trying to be dramatic or you know.
It's meant to be it's just meant to be like an enjoyable like
a
experience.
lighthearted, funny game. Yeah, and that's why I want to check it out.
And that's what like Gen 2 was to me for
Yeah.
Pokemon, where it was just like
I
it was
love
just an
Gen 2.
enjoyable
Yeah.
it was just an enjoyable experience for a child. You know, there was no imminent danger or whatever.
Right.
I think the only imminent danger you had the entire time was having to stop Team Rocket, and they essentially disband altogether.
Yeah.
And then you go to Gen 1 world, where everything's nice and peaceful and everything.
Right.
And your only goal in the Gen
to
1
win.
area is to become champion twice.
Right. Yeah.
And that's like the only point. But when I see like Gen 5 and 6 being like, save the world, you can do it, you're the dude who can win the thing. It's like, oh god, no, please. I still haven't beaten Black and White or Black 2 and White 2 to this day.
I haven't beaten I think I beat Black and White 1, but not 2, and I haven't beat No Rest.
It
I
took
beat
me a
X and Y.
year to beat X and Y.
Yeah.
It took and it was even worse because X and Y. I'm sorry, this has turned into a hate rant. But
Yeah, I think we
the
should
reason-
move on just because
But
there's still a bunch of stuff.
I have
All right, yeah, Tyler, you can wrap it up. You can wrap it up.
Yeah, I have to.
What's
I have
up?
to point this out. The reason why X and Y immediately made me lose all interest in Pokemon, was it's like, yeah, you've become the champion and you saved the world, and then your reward is fighting somebody who doesn't even matter to the storyline except for one major plot line. Like,
What
Spoilers.
was his name? Like,
Easy.
what was his name again?
Who gives a shit?
It's been 3,000 years.
It's,
Best me.
Yeah, it's been 3,000 years. I forgot about you.
But
Watch as this Pokemon descends from the heavens. I never thought I'd see you again, God.
anyway, the Nintendo Anime Channel, which is
This-
only available in Europe,
Okay.
had this weird banner that says "Like Pokemon, a new Pokemon series is coming soon." So there's not I don't know if any of the Pokemon anime is actually on there. So it could just be they're putting like Pokemon Origins back or on there or something.
Mhm.
Or it could be they're creating a brand new Pokemon anime, which would be kind of weird considering Pokemon still has the anime running. Where you could
They have.
compare it to other Nintendo franchises that don't but could.
I'm checking real quick. They have Kirby Right Back at Ya, Pokemon Advanced, Inazuma 11, Monster Hunter Feline Village, which is like it's based around felines and like their puppetry style, kind of a miniseries,
Mhm.
and Winx Club season 4 and 5.
Woo!
The best.
Yeah.
It's weird how
So-
Attack on Titan's on the
So they do have
eShop
so they do
here,
have
but
Pokemon, but let me find out what generation Pokemon Advanced is, because I'm
3.
pretty sure that is like
It's 3.
mid-age.
Gen 3. It's Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah,
Game Boy
it is Gen
Advance.
3, isn't it?
But, so, personally, if it's something new, I'm hoping for like Gen 2 Pokemon Origins, but for it to be in Europe first would be really weird. Which
Right.
is why I'm leaning towards just Pokemon Origins Season 1 or like the movies or the most recent season or something, just because any anime to debut in Europe, not Japan, just seems really weird to me.
I would watch it if it was a PMD.
And I don't know if those anime that are on there, I don't know if they're subbed or dubbed.
They're usually dubbed.
And yeah, an anime being dubbed before the subs even released, I don't think that ever happens. Even like
Yeah.
Funimation, they're the closest dubbing company. They're still like I think their summer dubs just started, and the summer season started the first week of July. So
Yeah, I think it's also worth noting that it could actually, because Super Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is coming out, so
Yeah,
it could be a
something to
Pokemon
promote
Mystery
that.
Dungeon miniseries.
yeah, they did that for the other Mystery
They
Dungeons.
did it for Explorers. Yeah, it was a one-off.
And
for
there's
the
one
first-
for-
the first series.
Oh, okay. But yeah, and more anime stuff. The Pokemon Mega Evolution Special Act 4 trailer came out, and apparently it's the last one. I didn't even know these continued past Act 1. I didn't even know it was called Act 1. But
What even is?
it's this. The first one I can't remember who it had, but the second one had Mega or Primal Groudon, Primal Kyogre, and Mega Metagross, and the third one had Mega Rayquaza and Mega Salamence, and they're just sort of, I believe it's the only appearance Team Flare has had in the anime so far, and they're just, I think, hour-long specials that kind of focus on this one dude, I can't remember his name, and some kind of like Team Flare doing something with Mega Evolutions.
I didn't even know there was a Pokemon Mega Evolution Special 1, let alone 4.
But the trailer for Act 4 shows that mysterious Zygarde silhouette is gonna appear in this, as well as that Blob Pokemon.
Like, holy crap! The only reason these episodes exist is because, like, look at this. It has debuts of characters, as usual. But the list of Pokemon Mega debuts is larger than the amount of character debuts.
So, I think this was said to be the last one. So,
I hope it's the last one because there's like the first one alone introduced 20, more than 20,
well,
probably almost 30.
because at that point, when that was first made, the X and Y anime had just started, so they probably didn't have any Mega Evolutions in the anime yet.
Right.
Or if they I think Mega Blaziken appeared in the first episode. So,
Right.
it kind of makes sense. Whereas now it's been going on for a while, they probably have Megas. So, I don't know.
Right.
It just. Plus, they're getting to the point where they can't really continue the X and Y story without introducing Team Flare.
Right.
At least I think. I think they're at the 6th gym in the anime.
Okay, so since we're talking about Pokemon, what do you think is the worst team in Pokemon history?
I'd probably give it a tie between Gen 2's Rocket and Team Flare.
I would go with Team Flare, yeah, because the thing about Gen 2's Team Rocket is that they were already in shambles at the point because, you know, their leader, Giovanni, was basically long gone. He left. And, you know, the 8th gym is now led by the trainer you used to play as in Gen 1, Red.
The rival.
Yeah, the rival, Red. But
No, Red's on the mountain, it's blue. That runs the gym.
colors! Colors, please. But yeah, it's, you know, I feel like Team Flare is just worse in general. Because, you know, with Gen 3, it's like, they have an intent, and they didn't quite expect themselves to screw up that badly. But in Gen 6, it's like, Team Flare has complete disregard for reckless endangerment, because they know what's going to happen. But they just don't care.
Actually, the majority of the team doesn't even know.
Oh yeah, it's just Lysander, isn't it?
Lysander and 2 of the admins, the only 2 named admins.
Yeah.
The rest of the team thinks they're just some weird fashion cult.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That
stupid game. What a stupid story.
So, just because the only reason that I put Gen 2 Rocket is because I just don't like them as antagonists. And
well, yeah, because they have very little purpose. It's like their only major
Yeah.
obstacle towards you is getting to the 8th gym and Slowpoke Tails.
yeah, they do some really weird things.
It's like they're trying to build themselves up from the ground up, but they're doing everything possible wrong.
So
Just the joke team.
we
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on Pokemon, which I wasn't expecting.
I spent hundreds of hours on
No,
Pokemon,
I mean
so
like
it's
these topics.
Well,
I
no, I
wasn't
know, but
expecting-
it's like I have a lot to say because I've never had the chance to speak ill of Pokemon because everybody I know is just like, oh my god, Pokemon is the be-all, end-all of RPGs. It's like, no, please no.
Yeah, I would say that. It's one of the only ones I enjoy. I'm enjoying
It's one of
Persona right now.
I would call Pokemon an introductory RPG. You play it, and then you play better RPGs.
So, speaking of... No, that's not really a good
Speaking of RPGs, Splatoon.
No, I was going to say better, but,
Speaking of better,
Phil
yeah,
Spen-
Nintendo's better than Phil Spencer.
Phil Spencer, was in an interview... I think this was at Gamescom.
Yeah, it was at Gamescom.
And basically said he has a Wii U, really enjoys Splatoon, and Nintendo has the strongest first-party IP lineup of any of the companies.
But yeah, it's probably because Nintendo cares more about their first-party stuff. Like they care about quality assurance.
Yeah, they don't just like throw
and I
things
think Microsoft outsources a lot of their IPs to different companies.
Yeah.
Well, no, because 343 Industries is just the subdivision of Bungie,
Oh, okay.
and it's Microsoft owned. So, like, you have a bunch of former Bungie employees working at 343 that are making the next Halo games. But still, it's really bizarre to it's really bizarre in the very least to see that, you know, other game companies enjoy their rivals' games.
Yeah,
it's a nice thing to see.
Our next topic kind of touches on it, but someone at the Treehouse got in trouble for giving a bunch of details about the Treehouse, basically.
Yeah.
One of those was that they lost more money localizing Xenoblade Chronicles than they made, which that's the one he got fired for specifically, most people are saying. But he also said stuff that I don't think is too big of a deal, but Nintendo has...
I've seen the backlash from some of the stuff he said, and I am completely surprised that people are backlashing about it.
there was Nintendo has all the consoles and tons of games in the treehouse. He himself used to play Bioshock Infinite in the treehouse, and they do that just to see where the market currently is leaning, which I don't think that really makes sense for NOA, who doesn't make games, but
Well, I think Bioshock Infinite was very important to pay
yeah,
attention to because
yeah,
it was
but
a shooter that was story
it would
heavy.
make more sense for Nintendo Japan to pay attention, not
Yeah,
Nintendo America.
but I don't know because you know NOA. There's a lot of developers in America. I'm pretty sure Irrational Games was American
Yeah, they
or
are.
at least Canadian, but it's important for Nintendo of America to be like, hey, you should pay attention to these games.
Right. Like these are selling.
Yeah,
These are
these are
what's
selling really well here, so pay attention to
Mhm.
this.
But then
Quit re-releasing GoldenEye.
something else he said was often Nintendo America when localizing voices. I'm assuming these are like Zelda voices or Animal Crossing where they're just type thing. But they just get in-house people to do it. Don't hire voice actors. So I
Right.
thought we already knew that because credits are a thing, but
Yeah, credit. I mean, you see the same voice actors all the time. So
and they're often also listed under localization or
yeah,
English
yeah.
testing or something.
Super Mario Club.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think that was too big of a deal. But he also in that included that he was, I think, the second boss of Star Fox Zero, which
Right.
that's kind of something he shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
But
I
Well,
feel like
how so? What do you mean?
well, he's kind of revealing information about the game. Like it seems small, but it's still information that Nintendo didn't want
He's
out.
the second boss?
Yeah, he's voicing the second boss.
Oh, he's his voice. I'm like, whoa, there's a
No,
whoa,
yeah,
this game has more than 2 bosses. What?
yeah, that would really suck for Nintendo if they had to fire a guy who's actually being portrayed
Yeah.
as a boss.
Yeah,
But
they'll just recast him. Get Nolan North on the line.
ooh, that
But
Destiny did.
relevant, yeah. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the things that he says is very important for people to understand, because it is true. It is very true
yeah, because a
that
lot of
everybody
people
goes, Nintendo, why do you hate money?
doesn't want our money.
Localize this
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
always see that. Like, do you not
And
want our money? It's like we do, but we're not going to get enough of it.
Yeah. It's especially important to understand that Xenoblade Chronicles sold terribly here. No matter
Mhm.
how many people say otherwise, it sold terribly here. It sold far less than I think any other first or third party Nintendo game that
Right.
was advertised correctly in Japan. It sold not very well here in the U.S. I think it sold pretty okay in Europe. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure. But here's the thing. Everybody was just like, you should localize it here. You should do it in all that stuff. And it's like, then they release Xenoblade Chronicles 3D, and it's like, Nintendo, why do you hate money? Just re-release it on the Wii Virtual Console
Swear to
thingy.
God.
And why do we need to buy a new 3DS in order for us to play this one game? It's like, because it's far more expensive to completely localize a game than it is to just get the game ported
Right.
and then get it region locked to the North America consoles from Europe
That-
consoles.
That's actually something that's really weird. How they lost more money than they gained on Xenoblade, but that is what they did. They just ported the European version.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and changed
because
it from
Europe
PAL
took
to
because
NTCF.
as Chris Pranger said, Europe took the fall. They did the localization, and then instead of you know the NOE going, okay, guys, you need to handle this on your own. They were just like, okay, here, have the source code, just make sure it works on your consoles. Go, and that's what happened. In fact, that's the reason why GameStop had to sell copies, because Nintendo just couldn't afford to mass produce copies and
Mhm.
mass release them. That's why GameStop has the rights to make new copies of the game, is because they have the rights to actually make them. They can make them. They can make them and actually sell the money, and like actually get money from it. But Nintendo can't do that because odds are a very small fraction of what they made will not make money, because it's just and it's especially astonishing to see that Xenoblade Chronicles X, and everybody's just like, I can't wait for this game to come out. It's like probably 60 or 70% of you people
Aren't gonna buy it.
have never played Xenoblade Chronicles X and
Yeah.
probably won't even buy Xenoblade Chronicles X. I meant Xenoblade Chronicles earlier.
Right.
But it's odds are, no matter how many people say, I'm going to buy this, you're not going to buy it in the time that it's important.
Right.
You're going to wait for the to go on sale.
Yeah, I think Reggie said that relating to the Operation Rainfall protest. Just because people sign petitions doesn't mean they'll buy it.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is
People
why
just-
they can't really
people
rely
do
on
it. People do it out of
Yeah.
support because that's the thing. It's peer pressure, essentially. People are going to sign stuff to support people who want it. And odds are it's going to be a very small fraction of people who actually want it and want to buy it the moment it releases here.
Mm-hmm.
And I find it really important to note that Chris Pranger said things that make a ton of sense, and people discard it as excuses. It's not excuses; it's
Yeah.
business practice.
Yeah, Nintendo, even if
If you had to choose between spending $50 million on a game to get it localized, to get the entire game localized in English, get proper North American voice actors, and then pay to license it out to be published and released in a large-scale amount of stores, and the odds of you getting the amount of money back is extremely slim.
Right.
And
And-
people forget this.
And part of the communication issue, I think, a lot of the complaining is on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
The thing
a
is,
lot
a
of
lot
the-
of that,
and
a lot of
Reddit.
that complaining, and Reddit,
NeoGAF.
and things on Twitter. A lot of that complaining is coming from 10-year-olds who don't understand business.
And people who
Yeah.
probably don't even own Xenoblade Chronicles.
Exactly. It's just people whining for the sake of whining, and that's the part that pisses me off.
They're
Like,
they're
not-
whining for the sake to try to get a single opinion that they don't quite comprehend yet out. And it's not even just 10-year-olds. It's people who know somebody who deeply loves this game. You know,
Right.
people who deeply love Xenoblade Chronicles, Dan, for example.
Yeah.
Or Chugga Conroy, for example.
Uh-huh.
But it's people who care a ton about these games. They know that they care about these games, so they're just like, okay, it must be very important to them to try to get this localized. So they just speak it out without knowing the deepest nuances of business. And it's particularly interesting to know that Xenoblade Chronicles was a very poor business sale, just because it sold poorly, and people are always going to make excuses. They're always going to make excuses. They're going to be like, oh, well, maybe if they released it in places other than GameStop. No, it
Right.
wouldn't have changed a
Yeah.
thing. It still would have sold poorly, and you know it. There's a GameStop in every state.
Yeah.
I know this.
Yeah, I don't, and there are people who boycott GameStop, but I really doubt that affected it that much.
Yeah, and it's especially notable because this game is huge in Japan, so of course it drove a huge profit in Japan. It did pretty okay in Europe because, you know, the licensing was pretty okay in Europe. And I don't think it might have barely broke even, if that. But in the U.S., it sold terribly. And there's a reason Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out here, is because we've shown our interest in Xenoblade. And so Japan is just like, okay, let's get this game ready for Japan release, get the profit from that to license it out to North America and Europe, and allow them and fund them to do it. So Xenoblade Chronicles was only planned for Japan. And when it was planned to go to Europe, you know, people from North America saw, oh, why isn't it coming out here? It's because, you know, nobody gave a shit about Xenoblade. I bet nobody even knows about Xenosaga. I bet nobody knows that Xenosaga exists. They just know about Xenoblade. So, yeah, I feel like everything we've seen from this interview, this particular cause and effect, was kind of an eye-opener for people who don't quite understand what goes on behind Nintendo. They just know that Nintendo makes games that they want to buy.
Yeah, they
and
don't see
hate when they don't make
they
games
don't
that
see
they want to
Nintendo.
buy.
They don't see Nintendo as a business.
Yeah.
Some people, they just see it as like, oh, these people give me games I like.
Maybe if
As-
Nintendo
as a
started making their employees clean toilets and having security cameras on them, then people would see them as business.
Making Zelda into a slot machine game.
With erotic violence.
Erotic violence. Add a bunch of grinding sounds and terrible rock music. Go.
So,
Add the subplot of Silent Hill 2 while you're at it.
on to questions. We have two. One is from Jay, but it was about the Splatoon update, which we basically answered already.
Yep.
We
It's asking, did it change your opinion on the game? For me, I wouldn't say so because I already love the game, but it sure is going to keep me playing it longer.
It's gonna keep me playing it much longer as well because I actually have the Squid Girl outfit, and it. Hey, you laugh about it now, but once I get all the skills unlocked for that stuff, I'm gonna re-roll it. It's gonna be fun.
For me,
Can't wait.
it's not gonna affect it because I can't really Skype with friends anyway, so I don't really care. So there's not much else new for me. Most of the
Yeah.
other stuff just feels like any other of the weekly updates.
If you played games more often, like if you didn't have a life, basically, then you would be able to like just join up and group up with a bunch of friends and be able to just have the greatest time. Because like the ranked stuff allowed Zoe and I to play games together, and that's just a treat because we're looking for more games to play together.
Right.
And the other question coming from the best Twitter user, the Not So Wonderful 101.
No, it's the worst username ever.
When do you think the amiibo fad is gonna die out? I'll say after the 11th Mario releases.
I'll say after they stop making them.
I think they'll die before
When isn't that now?
that. Yeah, I'm sticking with that after they make
I
too many
think-
more Marios.
Yeah, I feel like I should stop saying I feel like, but the important thing to note about amiibo is that apparently they're all hand painted, and I think that's incredibly special. It should be worth noting is that all of them are hand painted and everything. So yeah, I'm willing to give amiibo a little bit of a break because hand painting things is hard, especially if you're not a good artist like I am.
And when they're that tiny.
Yeah, and when they're that tiny and you're trying to make stuff look exactly like the picture.
Right.
And
That's hard.
yeah, that's it. So plugs, of course, School 11 Food Wars. Go watch those on Crunchyroll. Not sponsored by Crunchyroll.
Please sponsor us, Crunchyroll.
My asphyxia review. I don't know where that name came from. It's apparently a term for like being deoxygenated or something. Oxygenated.
A form
like
of
that.
suffocation.
It's like when your lungs can only be half full of oxygen, I think. I don't know why. It's a novel about a girls' school, and all the girls are based on famous British poets. And they all have the names and personalities of those poets, and except the only difference is it's a Yuri visual novel, so don't think the poets were all gay for each other, considering they're born in different times, but whatevs. Then Tyler has Secret of Mana review.
Yeah, I totally reviewed a game from 1993.
Whoa!
Absolutely cool little couch co-op RPG from Square Enix before they started just bulk releasing games for Final Fantasy and everything. I decided to review the SNES version because the iOS version is lacking in a couple of ways, and I bring all that up in the review. It's also important to know that at the time of us recording this, it's going to be out in 2 minutes. So,
So it's up now.
You two, watch that shit. Read it.
Then
Everybody else, please read it. It's a really nice read.
make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe and rate us on iTunes, visit and like us on Facebook. That's Blaze Kick Media. Follow us on Twitter. I'm at 331. Someone?
I'm at Guy Fieri. No, I'm at Dashi 007.
I'm at Kim Kardashian.
Tyler.
Replay Ty.
Nice.
I'm at Replay Ty Heretic.
And Blaze Kick is at Blaze Kick Tweet. And don't forget to visit blazekick.com for visual novel reviews, anime reviews, every once in a while a game review, every once in a while news, and
Straight out of hiatus.
I am straight out of patience for this podcast. End it.
Okay, we will see you guys next week.
Ciao.
Arms still won't be here.
Oh.
Rip.
Next week will be me, hopefully Noah, and
Ripped
Jackson.
pepperoni.
So if you liked, I
Ripping.
think that was episode 24,
Yeah.
then look forward.
Stay tuned.
Splatoon.
Yeah, man.
Splatoon.
See you guys then.
Whoa!
Oh my meow!
Let's get a good stretch.